Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. The only option left. Chapter 16. The only. 16 years later, Death sat on the side of the tub in her bedroom, where she arrived moments prior, pondering the overwhelming success she just experienced. During her journey, she met numerous versions of her moms. 3, 16, 78, 194, 2,952? Way too many to actually count or fully recall. Some of the meanings were vividly clear in her mind, while others felt like distant memories, tucked away never to be thought of again. There was one hazily memory that greatly differed from the others. In most every instant, Death collected a version of her mom's had been spread across the multiverse and restored them into prime reality. However, she also pulled someone else into a realm she only heard stories about. The disabled version of her mom convinced the teenager to restore Rachel Amber, merging the goal with her prime form. When she did, she received a message from the roster that she would never forget. I love your mom so much, you know. They held special to me, and you are undeniable proof that love always wins. Let them know I be watching. The red-streaked teen stood and walked a few steps towards the mirror, propping her arm on the gauntlet countertop between the two sinks. Looking at her reflection, she saw heavy gray bags underneath her eyes, and she couldn't remember the last time she actually had a good night's sleep. She knew her body was tired and she needed to lay down, but her mind was still spinning. The reflection staring back at her appeared weary, yet her back was held straight, and her chest puffed with pride due to her recent accomplishments. She ran her fingers through messy, tangled hair and knew she needed a shower, but didn't want to bother herself with washing just yet. Realizing she'd been back home for quite a while, lost in thought, Dust decided to finally leave the room and quit postponing the inevitable. It wasn't that she didn't want to see her moms. Of course she did. It was more her way of letting the past several days migrate in her mind so she could move forward with her life. She was the tool needed to fully restore a broken universe, and she only wanted a few moments alone to gather her thoughts. When she twisted the brass nickel knob and pulled the door towards the interior of the bedroom, she immediately recognized a child's laughter coming from the larger room down the hall. Her blonde-haired mom used to correct her when she called it the living room. According to the tiny words on the layout she viewed while they were building their house a few years back, the most spacious room with the television, fireplace, and couches were called the Great Room. The living room was clawed off and a door installed so her moms could use the space as an office for M3-related activities. Stepping from around the corner, the sleepy girl smiled, then attentively spoke to the 2-year-old version of herself. Well, sweetheart. Just what are you doing here? The two women and the toddler between them turned their heads and looked back at the girl who had just arrived. Take it from me. You get lost so many times you start to wonder if you should even travel anymore. But you know what? Keep going. If you have trouble finding your way, just take a deep breath and then listen. Follow the sounds, they leave you home. Tess! Max shrilled, hopping up from her spot on the love seat next to Chloe and quickly went into her daughter. She wrapped her arms around Dus's torso and just about squeezed every bit of air from the girl's lungs. Mom, please! Dessa felt the need to seem like she didn't want to be touched, but her mother's embrace felt warm and loving, and she really needed it. When the woman didn't release her grip, she instantly returned the gesture with a hug of her own. She closed her eyes and allowed herself to accept the mutual care they shared for one another. Dude, how's your trip? Saved the world yet? Chloe smiled as she playfully lifted the toddler above her head, holding her under the armpits to simulate a fighting situation. The blonde teenager pulled away, then scanned the room. It occurred to the girl that her actions around the multiverse might have unexpected consequences in the present. She looked at the mounted TV on top of the mantel, then at the artwork hanging above the couch. Everything appeared to be exactly how Des remembered, and she felt a degree of worry released from her mind. Her gaze evenly landed on a framed picture on the side table under a lamp, and she straightened it all over to pick it up. Des was fairly certain she took the shot, but couldn't be completely sure. Pulling it towards her face, she saw that the photograph captured her mom's and little Destiny the day of the fair on the downtown trail where they previously lived. It had only been a few days ago to her, but it was more like 16 years prior to her parents. She didn't believe Max even brought her camera with her that day. But with all the new memories still floating through her mind, it was difficult to keep everything straight. In her mind, she also recalls Corey Hales still being born. But the photographs showed it real. She wasn't sure if there was a Ferris wheel or if her moms were even wearing those same shirts. But everything seemed to be in order. Suddenly the photograph shifted. Dust widened her eyes, then blinked several times. The picture changed back to the original, and she carefully shook her head back and forth, and then tipped the gave control and purity. This time travel shit is so strange. So, Dust pondered once she felt her mind clearing up. The two of you that I remember before I left, had you already experienced the multiverse merger and all that? Or is it a new memory you picked up after I finished? This picture looks different than I remembered. It's time to go back now, you little wad rat. Corey interrupted as if she hadn't heard the teen's question. Why is probably freaking out way about now? She shook a giggle, then stood to her feet, placing the 2-year-old on the floor beside her. Max moved to the teenager's side and pepped her head on the girl's shoulder, pointing to the framed poster she was still holding. You make a damn good photographer, Des. I know you helped out over the years, but you have a gift too. If college wasn't particularly right around the corner, I tried to convince you to focus on photography. Ha! I see what you did there, love. Focus on photography? You're so cute when you punch shit up. That's all, says Chloe stepped to Max's other side and dreamily grazed her lips against her wife's cheeks for a quick soul refreshing. Forever, she whispered, but not quite out of earshot. Gross! Des smoked while placing the photograph back on the table. Removing her mother's head, then turning towards the interior of the room. Okay, fine. It's not gross at all. It's really pretty cute. I'm actually jealous. One day I hope to find mine. What do you call it? Each other again. Best friend? Chloe answered. Partner? Max quickly responded. Wife? Public person? That one! Dust spoke out, hoping they stopped, but knew them well enough to know she opened a can of worms. Public person? The married couple turned and started inching closer and closer until their foreheads were slightly touching in the center. Goddess? Soulmate? Blue Hill Angel? Love of my life? Greatest thing that ever happened to me? Passionate lover? Moms! This raised her voice to break the chorus and end the ridiculous list. She rolled her eyes as the woman crackled for several moments. When the laughter finally died down, she shook her head but couldn't resist the grin that was widening on her face. Yes, all of that. I'm at the end of my teen years, and you two found each other long before now. I know you said not to compare myself to you, but hey, I just seen so many versions of you two. You were meant to be together in light. Every damn scenario, even if you didn't realize it at the time. And I want to know that what that feels like, you know? I want my own mask or Chloe. Fuck, that's real to say out loud. She placed her palm above her brow, and Monster Audrey shook her head. Well, I, for one, hope you find somebody like Chloe. Stripped me out of my cell and taught me how to enjoy life. Without her, I would have been lost at sea. The women were pressed together tightly in a sort of side hug. Max had picked up Destiny and was holding the little girl like a basket with her outer arm. No damn way, dude. You need someone like her, Des. She's the light of my entire world. Everything she touches turns gold. Her smile and laugh makes me feel light. Let me stop you right there, Mom. The teenager broke in. I get it. You two are in love and all that shit. That's what I'm saying. I want to find someone like either of you. Someone I can feel safe with and spend my life with. I don't know. She trailed off and started fixating with the single bullet on the necklace around her neck. Well, Max begun. You're still young. I mean, I don't really remember being a kid without Chloe around. We essentially been together our entire lives, which is a very real saying. You'll find that special person one day. Promise. Oh, the one seemed to remember something she had forgotten. Des, do you want to go out with us in a few hours? I'm sure you're tired and all, but it's Victoria and Kate's 10-year wedding anniversary. They invited us to dinner and to have drinks with them. Does me and the two old couples? Hard pass. Des struck over her tongue and tossed her hands down to her side. Who are you calling old? Chloe perfectly responded, clearly pretending to take offense. I'm just hitting my prime, damn it! Her mother stared a smile and stared at one another as if they existed in a secret world together, like they did most of the time. Plus, you just want me to be your designated driver, don't you? The teenager placed both hands on either side of her waist, with her elbows angled outward, pushing her hips slightly to the side. Actually, Matt spoke up, we have another person join us. You remember Charlie? I know you girls met a while back, but I'm not sure how long ago it was at this point. She's your age. Maybe you two will have some things in common. Charlie? Des tilted her chin towards the ceiling, searching for a memory of the girl. But the whole multiverse merger really jumbled things in her mind. She definitely remembered the name, but for some reason, she couldn't quite picture her face. More than a few memories seemed wonky and reminded her of one of those caricature creations artists draw at the fair. Fine, but I'm gonna shower and nap first. It's been a long few days. As he spoke, she noticed a chinkle like the little hairs on the back of her neck was standing on end. As soon as she felt the sensation, the wounds grew shrill, and she heard a melodic sounding hum fade into existence. Suddenly, a tiny golden wheel portal opened up, and the child was calling Phil. Destiny, wait! Oh, don't worry about her. Chloe smiled as she nudged Des with her shoulder. As you damn well know, she's doing just fine. She visits us every week or so. I'm not sure when she stopped, though. Hell, you were so sneaky as a kid. I had no idea how much you left, but we could feel it sometimes on our nets if you were close by. Ha! And you should have seen Mass the first few times. She was a goddamn nervous wreck. Yeah, I guess I got better at it. Didn't need the portal after a while. Now I can just, go. Des turned away and strolled to the kitchen, receiving a bottle of water from the refrigerator. She could hear her moms kissing and playfully joking with one another from the other room. As the fridge was setting, Max turned the corner with her hands above her head, pulling her hair into a little bun in the back. Her arms up, the cerulean butterfly ink on her forearm became visible. Des was much younger when her mother decided to get her first tattoo, or so she was told. She didn't even remember the woman without it. She was just glad she got a chance to spend time with them during the earlier years. How are you for real, sweetheart? You just been on an amazing journey. And she briefly paused before continuing. And you saved us. You saved us and others along the way. Just thank you. Yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. She casually smiled and turns towards the hall with the intention of heading to her room and laying down. The pipes in the wall shifted, making a bumping noise through the street wall, indicating water had been turned on somewhere in the house. Mass, come on, love, Chloe harder from the master bedroom, voice sounding muffled in the distance. Get your sassy ass in here! Des looked back at her mom and rolled her eyes. Releasing a slight huff, Mass placed her hand on her daughter's shoulder, shrugged, then enthusiastically bumped past, hurtling down the hall. The teenager was envious of her mom's love for one another, but more than that, she was happy they were so youthfully joyful to be around each other. She never had many friends in school, but she knew several kids that lived with paternal figures who unhappily argued and fought constantly. Others came from broken, diverse families, which largely impacted their well-being. In that moment, watching her brunette mother scamper towards the love of her life, she felt blessed to have them as her parents. After all, they were Max and Chloe, which she heard all the time, and they would always be together. After being lost and fought for a few seconds, Des realized the sorrow was in her near future. She muttered to her room, grabbed some fresh clothing from the dresser and closet, then closed herself in the bathroom. She laid her clothes on the counter and received a towel from the bathroom closet. Just before turning the handle to get the water going, she heard banging and laughter coming from the other bathroom. A grin widened on her face, and she turned the water on to drown out the uproarious, perceptible sounds coming from the other room. She locked the valve on top of the faucet so the shower head would turn on. Then she ran her hand back and forth underneath it, underneath until it reached the desirable temperature. Thus disrobed, tossing her coat into a pile in front of the toilet, then stepped in, closing the shower current behind her. She moved under the shower head and slowly rotated around so the water would touch all parts of her skin and hair. She then stood there with her eyes closed as the warmth sent a slight chill through her body before lathering up and whistling off. The teenager really spent an excessive amount of time in the shower, but she wasn't really in the mood to rest. It felt like she had lived 1,000 lives since she showered last, and in some ways, that was truly untrue. After sunning the water off and grabbing a towel, the red streak bond opened the current and dried off. She dried herself, left the bathroom, and made her way down the hall and into her room. Thus turned on the fan and closed the door, leaving the light switch off in the off position. Even though there was still some late afternoon sunlight beaming through her current, it was dim enough to get some rest. She plopped down on her bed and tucked herself under the covers. It felt nice to finally be in her own soft bed. A slight indentation had formed on the near side of the mattress where she usually ended up during the night. It was like a tiny nook that was designed just for her, and it felt warm and safe curled up in her spot. As she cuddled with her blankets, she felt her mind stripping between thoughts of the multiverse and hopeful consideration of finding true love. As her thoughts started slipping towards the abstract, she realized she was about to fall asleep. Thus was glad to be able to release control of her mind and drift towards a pleasant slumber after all she'd been through the last few days. Jess! Max called from the other side of the door, abruptly waking the sleeping girl, who sat up startled. It's time to get ready if you're coming with us! The teenager looked over at the clock on her nightstand and realized she'd been asleep for a couple of hours. She always enjoyed dreaming, but was glad for a dreamless nap this time around. Her mind was foggy and she was still tired, but Jess was sort of glad to do something normal with her parents. She was enthralled by the inclusion of her mom's friend Charlie, and apparently they had met before. The idea that she could potentially connect with someone else her age sent a nervous prickle of energy through her body, beginning in her chest and radiating outward. The last person she had hoped to grow close with, she wasn't even sure if the girl remembered her. They were mainly only around each other during class or lunch period. Yet one time they shared a special moment at the movie theater together that she would never forget. Even if she seemed tempted to get close, Paul was leaving for college out of state in a few weeks. I'm up, Des guardedly responded as she kicked back the covers and stroked her legs on the floor. The door inched open and her brunette mother struck her head in, an empathetic look on her freckled face. Hey, Mom! Come on in! We wanted to give you some time so you could decompress before we ask any questions. Matt softly spoke as she made her way to the side of the bed and sat down beside her daughter. Are you okay? You did, save us and all. Physically, emotionally, how are you doing? Des felt her mother's palms stride to her upper back and began massaging in a counterclockwise movement. The touch was tender and effective. As Des momentarily closed her eyes and enjoyed the heartfelt embrace. Yeah, I'm good. I guess. To be honest, I feel great. I figured there would be some sort of, lag or something. My memories are still a bit jumbled, but I'm just tired from not really sleeping, I think. Are you sure? I just... Well, I can see how heavy your heart is right now. You experienced something nobody else could have ever even imagined. Max extended her arm and gripped Jess's shoulder, pulling her in for a hug. After several seconds of silence, Jess decided to fully open up. My purpose was to merge the multiverse. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Nothing will ever compel, you know. Just... Never mind. No, that's awesome. Des, thank you for sharing. I know at your age it's tough to see your parents as people you can trust and open up to. Me and your mom love you so damn much. You're literally the embodiment of our love. There's nothing that could ever change that. Also, Max let go of her daughter's shoulder and pivoted her torso so she was more in line with the girl's face. About your purpose? It took me years to realize that nobody has one singular purpose. You had fulfilled your most recent purpose, but take it from me, you have many, many more throughout your lifetime. As for me, I'm a wife, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a photographer, and so much more. Every little label represents one of my many purposes. So, you see, this isn't the end for you. It's only the beginning. She didn't completely understand why, but her mom's words seemed to drive a heady burden away, and she slightly felt much lighter. The smile on Max's face sent the whipping warmth through Jess's body, so she returned the gesture. What are you guys talking about? Corey strode into the room and nearly right up to the edge of the bed before either of them noticed her. Probably about me, yeah? She had a truthful grin that stretched across her face in an overly altered manner. It's not always about you, Crow, Max responded as she stood from her sitting spot and planted a thick, quaking kiss on her partner's lips. Love you, the taller girl whispered, looking deeply into Bribe's eyes, followed by a return kiss that seemed much like the aftershock following an earthquake. Jess has witnessed the playful love her parents shared all of her life. They teased one another, joked about themselves, and always tried to one-up the other one. Like a butterfly dancing with a flame. Her mother's love had a childish quality about it. When they spoke, her moms bounced their faces off one another like they were playing some secret game that nobody in the universe would ever truly understand but them. What time are we leaving? Des asked, standing from the bed and walking towards her dresser. Oh! Her blonde mom began. So are you coming? That's great! We already included your name on the gift card for Kate and Vic. I send you an invoice for your portion later. She jokingly crackled, then exited the room. About 30 minutes. Max walked to the door and followed her wife out, then turns back towards her daughter. Hey, sweetheart. We're so glad you're back. Same. Hey, Mom. She shoved her bangs out of her face and tucked a string behind her ear. Yeah, Jess? I think I'm gonna focus on music for a bit. I have a ton of song ideas. I'm definitely not ready to commit to college quite yet. You're cool with that? Of course, sweetheart. You have to find your own path, and college isn't for everyone. Hell, neither of us went. I mean, we both have memories from other versions of ourselves we did, but I chose photography and Corey chose to run the business. Together we created it free, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. Thanks, Mom. Guess I get ready now. Matt smiled at the teen again, then left the room, shutting the door behind her. Des made her way to the bathroom and turned the sink water on, splashing several cups handfuls on her face and neck. Grabbing the hand towel from the breast nickel holder wing on the wall, she patted the area until each drop of moisture was dried. The red-streaked blonde woke up by herself and made eye contact with the reflection that was wafting back at her. The patches of short confusion in her mind had mostly disappeared, and she was feeling more like herself than perhaps ever before. There was a part of her that was excited for whatever the next chapter held, and she would embrace the uncertainty with an open mind and heart. Another part just wanted to experience a fraction of the love her mom shared. They were Matt and Chloe and always be together no matter what. Nothing would ever change that fact. It had been proven time and time again. Together, they had gone through hell and back and deserved a happy, peaceful life in one another's arms. Des knew one day she would find that special someone who would melt her heart and love her for the rest of her life, and she couldn't wait to feel that type of connection. Until then, she had a her guitar and would focus her time on music. The time traveler could still feel the power inside her like a dark passenger literally in the background of her mind, watching and waiting. She wasn't sure if it was a good thing or a bad thing at this point. All she knew was if she still had it, there must be a good reason. She would be careful if she traveled, as her parents taught her, but if she needed to use it again, she wouldn't hesitate. Thus realized the future would be upon her before she knew it, and the rest of her life was right in front of her. The red street teenager brushed her teeth and hail, then exited the bathroom to change into her nicest light blue pale jeans, a fiery graphic t-shirt, her favorite Motor Guy powder jacket, and stood on her boots. She stepped out of the room and joined her moms in the kitchen, where they were standing with each other's hands held out in front of their bodies. Fingers in a lock, Chloe reached her hold on mask, threw one arm around the teen's neck and the other around her wife's. She stood in the middle and firmly squeezed the three together in a sort of three-way hug. The trio still linked towards the door that led to the garage. Before they broke their hold, Chloe turned her head towards Max, then towards her daughter. Twice she said one of the most meaningful words that would be inputted in Jess's mind for the rest of her life. Forever. Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!